Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
That breaking news is all about a school lockdown. Police responding to Smithfield Selma High School this morning. What prompted the police presence as the school day just got underway.
And a large fire near Durham. The WRAL breaking news tracker on the ground, gathering information as crews battle this fire. What we know about the response from firefighters.
And two things you need to know. Number one, it feels like fall, but for how long? And Labor Day now is trending a little wetter. We'll take a look.
Boy, lots to share with you in this hour. We want to welcome back Michelle McConaughey, now Mrs. King.
Thank
you. Welcome back.
Thank
this
you
is
so
a gift
much.
for you, by the way, this weather.
This weather, I came back, I said, what happened to the humidity? It's not here anymore. I love it.
It's all for you.
Yes, thank you.
Let's go ahead and get back out to the weather patio and check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, soaking it all in.
Yeah, congrats, Michelle.
Thank you.
Love seeing your pictures earlier. So gorgeous. Everybody looked so happy. Hopefully we'll get to see some of those again in the 8 o'clock hour. We take a live look at downtown Raleigh from our Jimmy V camera. Looks beautiful. Lots of sunshine. Not a lot of people out and about. I'm sort of surprised. I would put that on your list of things to do today. Get outside. 61 is our current temperature. Our dew point remains nice and low at 54, so humidity is gone, and it stays gone, really, all the way for the next 3 or 4 days. It is 54 in Roxborough. We did jump to 61 in the Triangle. We dropped all the way to the upper 50s this morning. It was very comfortable. 66 currently in Fayetteville. Our temperature, 24-hour temperature change, around 5 degrees or so cooler than it was this time yesterday. And kids getting off the bus this afternoon will step out to temperatures in the upper 70s. So looking absolutely gorgeous. We've started to see a trend for Labor Day weekend of some wetter conditions. So we'll take a closer look at that coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're going to stay on the southern loop of the Beltline, show you what's going on this morning. This is a usual congestion that we see this time of the morning around I-40, Rock Quarry Road, around Lake Wheeler Road as well. So if you're coming in from Garner, Johnston County, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at maybe a 10-minute delay. So factor that in as you're getting ready to head out the door this morning. We're also seeing a little bit of a slowdown to the east of Raleigh, I-87 and Smithfield Road. Listen, if you're in a rush this morning, you might want to get off on the Smithfield Road exit, work your way over to Pool Road and back over to the Beltline, because right now you're looking at a 10-minute delay if you're coming in from Nightdale this morning. We're also seeing some heavy congestion building on US 1 coming in from Apex. You're looking at an 8-minute delay. And for our friends in Wake Forest, you're looking at a 15-minute delay coming in on US 1 Capitol Boulevard, if you will. We are seeing a little bit of a slowdown going in and out of Durham on I-885 this morning. If you're going into Durham, you're looking at a 6-minute delay. If you're using 885 to get to I-40 this morning, you're looking at a 10-minute delay. For those of you, depending on where you are in Durham, you might just want to take Highway 70 into the capital city. But elsewhere, all the other major routes are relatively delay-free. Short of Highway 98, you're looking at an 8-minute delay. You're getting ready to head into the car. Traffic is constantly changing. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
I'm going to bring you into the WRAL Live Center for a situation we're getting more information about regarding Smithfield Selma High School. Now, there were lockdown procedures that were put into place according to the school, but we have learned that there was a report of a weapon being on campus. This is coming from Johnston County Public Schools. What you're seeing here is Sky 5 of the moment students are allowed to be allowed back inside the building. They're saying that students are not in danger for this. Now, immediately after this situation unfolded, school leaders said that local law enforcement, they made an investigation and they eventually apprehended a student that was in possession and then discovered that it was an airsoft BB gun. This was through the school's weapon detection system that they managed to do this. That's a topic that we have covered extensively on WRAL News. Now, we're trying to get more specifics in terms of if there is some sort of punishment that will be placed upon that student because of this. But again, students at Smithfield Selma High School, they're not in danger. They did enter lockdown, but it appears that students are now being left in after a BB gun was found with a student on campus.
All right, Chris, thank you for that update. Breaking news right now, a large fire burning in Durham. Ali Calabar is at the scene on NC 98 in the WRAL breaking news tracker. Ali, what do we know about what happened here?
Yes, that cause of this fire is still under investigation. We have seen fire marshals taking photos of the home or what's left of it. We do know from a battalion chief on the scene that says no injuries, no one was in the home, it was vacant. There's actually a for sale sign up front. And so we have been speaking with some people who live by this area that says this was a family home that was sold a few years ago and it was being renovated possibly for a bed and breakfast. And now, as you can see, what's left of it, just some pillars and the chimney still left. And so we're still working to find out the cause of this fire, as well as the condition or how it stands, if it's a total loss or not. So we're going to keep you guys updated. Reporting in Durham, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Police in Durham are investigating after a man shot to death. They found a man shot to death at a hotel. Police say one of the shootings happened at the Shore Stay Hotel on Hillsborough Road just after 7:15 last night. When police got there, they found someone who had been shot. He died at the scene. Police responded to another shooting last night on Lawson Street and Rosewood Avenue. They say a woman was shot in the foot there. She is expected to be okay.
Of course, Labor Day is fast approaching, and officials are reminding people about staying safe during the celebrations. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey tells us about the push for boating safety after a tragedy at Harris Lake earlier this month.
The NC Wildlife Commission is drawing attention to boating safety this morning. This comes less than a month after a tragedy happened here on Harris Lake. 10-year-old Brooklyn Carroll was killed in a boat crash on August 2nd. You can see this sign here in her memory reminding people to be safe out on the water. The person driving that boat during the crash is accused of drinking while boating. The NC Wildlife Commission is teaming up with several partners from across the state today. They are bringing awareness to the dangers of boating while under the influence. They say 11 boating incidents happened last Labor Day weekend in North Carolina, and 2 of those were alcohol related. The Wildlife Commission is scheduled to have an event here this morning at 11 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News at Harris Lake.
Raleigh police believe people under 18 may be responsible for more than 100 car break-ins over the course of the summer in Wake County. This new information comes after a series of break-ins yesterday morning in Apex and Cary. 3 teens were arrested after police say they ran from officers and stolen vehicles before crashing. Last month, a 17-year-old was arrested in connection to break-ins at Walnut Creek Amphitheater and Lifetime Fitness. Lieutenant David Davis tells us this same 17-year-old may have been involved in more break-ins.
We're still investigating those. We definitely hope that we can get some closure on more cases. So there probably are going to be some juvenile petitions sought even further down the road, not only for this individual, but also for the maybe potentially the juveniles that were also assisting him.
And police have several recommendations to help prevent break-ins. They say you should never leave your keys, valuables, or guns inside your car. Make sure your doors are locked before you leave and park in well-lit areas.
I want to show you this live image from Sky 5 before they have to go refuel. The time is 8:07. This right here appears to be above Atlantic Avenue and Dixie Forest Road. Now, we have a bit of our sources coming in from our feed saying that this appears to be some kind of crash with injury involving a motor vehicle there. You'll see that red SUV right there. But in terms of what led to this, how many people were inside, what are the injuries that we're dealing with here, that part is not quite clear. That's why we have our team at our assignment desk. They are making the calls. They are reaching out via email. As soon as we have more specifics on this situation and how it could impact your morning commute, we'll report it here on WRAL News.
State Attorney General Jeff Jackson says companies need to stop what he calls predatory AI from harming children. This includes pornographic, deepfakes, and explicit online chatbots. Jackson and dozens of attorneys general from different states sent letters to payment platforms and tech companies. They're calling for more safeguards. Jackson accuses AI chatbots of engaging with children in sexual conversations. We spoke with a cybersecurity expert about technology that can prevent that.
What they're doing is actually grooming those children or having sexual content with them. They can put in monitoring services that allow them to see whenever inappropriate content starts being passed around.
Our expert you saw right there encourages parents to educate and communicate internet safety with their children. We reached out to Microsoft. It didn't want to comment. Apple and Meta didn't immediately respond either.
Security camera footage shows the moment a car rolled right past a stopped school bus. You saw that there, narrowly missing a student about to walk across the street. This happened in Anger. The Anger Police Department is investigating this. It has set up patrols in the area to keep it from happening again. Parents are calling the video jarring.
That could have been my child, but, obviously it wasn't. It's just scary to know that people just are careless that way. When the bus was clearly stopped and it just barreled right through.
And we have more reaction from neighbors who saw it happen. That's on WRAL.com.
Well, people in Orange County who are out of their homes after Chantel's flooding are getting some help. Orange County commissioners voted unanimously last night to set aside $20,000. That money will be used to help people who need to extend temporary housing or find new permanent housing. Qualifying income levels start around $31,000 for a single person and $64,000 for a family of four.
Today marks 82 years since a military plane crashed just inside Bladen County, killing 4 servicemen. Now a memorial sits at the crash site on Highway 210 near the Bladen-Sampson County lines. On August 27, 1943, the military aircraft left Fort Bragg for a routine training flight and crashed around 9:30 p.m. The 4 airmen killed were all between 22 and 23 years old.
Replacing DEI, the UNC system has days to show the Trump administration how it is changing its policies, where the system is improving and where it's meeting expectations.
And vulnerable servers. A new report is accusing Doge of mishandling sensitive Social Security information. What data is potentially at risk?
Hey, at least for me, it is jacket weather out here this morning. Look at that dew point way down in the mid-50s, feeling comfy and cool. I'll show you how long this fall-like weather lasts coming up.
Heading to break, take a look at your screen. Your winning Mega Millions numbers: 7, 12, 30, 40, 69. The gold Mega Ball, 17.
.14, sure is nice to be on the patio this morning. It feels great out here. 62 in Wilson, 61 in Durham, and 66 in Fayetteville. Lots of sunshine out here this morning. Yesterday we woke up to cloud cover. That helped to keep our temperatures on the cool side. Our muggy meter is way down again at comfy at 54, and it'll stay that way all day today, really all the way up into Friday. What a perfect day to get outside. I mean, you have no excuses. It feels so good out there. Get out and get your morning run in, or even do it this afternoon. Temperatures will only be in the upper 70s. Heading into the weekend, if you have outdoor plans, stick around. We've had to add some rain into the forecast. I'll show you coming up.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, a handful of incidents dotting our live traffic map this morning, but a couple I want to bring your attention to, particularly this one, a stalled vehicle in I-40 westbound near the US 1 Highway 64 exit ramp, blocking at least one lane, but we're seeing a lot of congestion on that those US 1 lanes coming in from Apex. Also, there's a serious crash on Atlantic Avenue and Spring Forest Road. We are seeing a little bit of congestion in that area, so just be mindful of that if you're getting ready to head out.
All right, thank you, Ken. The deadline for schools in the UNC system to show compliance with a new policy replacing DEI is just days away. The Board of Governors passed the equality policy. It comes as the Trump administration is telling universities to dismantle DEI programs. UNC eliminated 20 roles and 41 vacant positions. It realigned 27 other jobs. UNC Chapel Hill trustees say they're pleased with the work so far.
The legal landscape and regulatory landscape have changed significantly. This board was on the cutting edge of that.
And UNC Chapel Hill has saved more than $5.3 million. That's the most of any UNC system school. The deadline for schools to submit their compliance reports is September 1st. And the NC Central Board of Trustees also heard a presentation about equity certification. School leaders say they reallocated funds from DEI programs to the Office of Student Development and Support. They have removed references to diversity and inclusion from signage around campus and from websites. They're reviewing scholarships and donations to ensure they are in compliance as well.
Police in Minneapolis are looking for a suspected shooter who killed one person and hurt 6 others near a high school. Police say the gunman fired 30 rounds before driving off. At least one of the victims was targeted. A Wisconsin man is heading to jail after he faked his death and left the country last year. You remember this story? Ryan Bargwald staged his own drowning last August. He left the country and went to Eastern Europe, leaving his wife and 3 children behind. He was declared dead after authorities could not find his body. Now, he was eventually found in Uzbekistan. A judge sentenced him to 89 days in jail and $30,000 in fines.
Happening today, a judge is set to hear Kilmar Abrego Garcia's immigration case. She is temporarily putting a stop to the government's plan to re-deport him to Uganda and now wants to hear from his attorneys and the DOJ. Garcia was mistakenly sent to El Salvador earlier this year. The Supreme Court ordered the U.S. government to facilitate his return, and now he is trying to gain asylum. The Trump administration has accused him of human trafficking, which he denies.
Charlotte is one of 20 new Frontier Airlines routes being added this winter. New flights will also be going to and from Detroit, Houston, and Baltimore. Frontier says this is part of an effort to become the country's largest budget airline. Its rival Spirit Airlines has been struggling after coming out of bankruptcy.
Well, you might think this weather is for the birds, and it is. Meteorologist Chris Michaels shows us how a cold front triggered a mass migration in birds. And ask the meteorologist, did you do this for me today, Chris?
You know, I didn't even think about that, but now it adds up. So, yeah, the birds definitely flying down south, especially after this most recent cold front, making it feel like fall out there. But you see that flow coming in out of the north, so they're trying to escape those cooler climates and heading towards some warmer areas. So there's actually a website that's called Birdcast, and this is comprised of research from 3 different universities. And you can see the actual data. This is observed data with radar detection networks from last night. 164 million birds that were migrating throughout the southeast, including our area. Now, this is something that's going to happen more over the course of the next few weeks. A rapid change in daylight to the north means it's cooling quickly there, whereas it's very hot to our south. So that big difference in temperatures means there's going to be more frequent cold fronts and more frequent bird migration. That's why there's several towns, several cities in the state of North Carolina that actually do a lights out initiative starting September 10th, meaning that non-essential lighting should be turned off between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. So yes, this weather today for the birds and for you, Michelle.
I'm sure she appreciates that. Thanks, Chris. SpaceX's Starship mega rocket finally taking off after several scrubbed launch attempts over the last several days. The rocket took off last night from the company's Starbase facility in Texas. This is the 10th Starship test flight. SpaceX and NASA are ironing out potential issues on missions to the moon and Mars. The rocket splashed down in the Indian Ocean about an hour and a half after liftoff.
A great hammerhead shark was found washed up on the sand in Carolina Beach. A spokesperson for the Marine Fisheries Division said it measured 12 feet and 2.5 inches long. It weighed 600 pounds. Look at this. Biologists were able to collect DNA samples to study it further. But my goodness, that is a very large shark. I cannot imagine walking along the beach and seeing something like that. All right, let's get outside. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is on the WRAL weather patio in her jacket this morning. It's chilly out there this morning. It feels good.
It is, you know, and in the shade, maybe it's a little bit chillier. That sun's starting to brighten things up. Of course, behind me back here in the gardens, it looks gorgeous everywhere. Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill's courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. Yesterday, we started off with some clouds, and it's just nice to see that bright sunshine. Here's a look at our next weather maker. It's that high pressure system that's sitting near St. Louis. High pressure systems rotate clockwise, so that high is dragging down some nice, cool, dry air from Canada. You can see the cold front that's sitting offshore. That cold front is moving away from us, but it will play a part in our weekend weather. The stationary front between Houston and Tampa will begin to lift northward toward, say, Friday and Saturday, and a low pressure system will develop along it. Now, we started to watch this trend yesterday. Around lunchtime, started to see some rain moving in on a couple of the models. It was just, you know, one run or so, and now it's been multiple runs overnight and into this morning. So we're going to go with it. It looks like we're going to see the potential for that low to lift northward. The high pressure system there that's keeping us dry moves out. That low moves in, but it's down to our south. So it starts to push the rain in from the south to start with late Saturday night. And then what happens on Sunday, kind of up in the air. We're going to give it a 30% chance on Sunday. It may be that it stays to the south. It may be that it moves a little farther north. But overall, through the weekend, we're really looking at small amounts of rain, maybe 1/10 of an inch or so. This is a very, newly developing pattern that we're watching. So check in if you have plans to be outside Saturday or Sunday. As we get closer, we'll be able to fine tune the timing for you too. Right now, Labor Day still looks fairly dry. And again, Saturday and Sunday don't look like a washout. We are still watching the tropics. Right now, it's pretty quiet. We have Fernand out there that's moving into the North Atlantic. But as we get into September, that red shaded area off the coast of Africa, definitely looking likely that we could have some development. We are still in the peak of the hurricane season. Temperatures climb from here to Friday back into the mid 80s, but our humidity stays low all week.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're going to take a spin around the Beltline. Let's start with the southern loop of the Beltline. You can see these westbound lane moving away from us, and that's the usual congestion we see this time of the morning. That northern loop of the Beltline, similarly, you have that bumper-to-bumper traffic going this morning, so definitely give yourself some extra time if the Beltline is part of your morning commute. As far as major routes coming into the capital city, boy, we're seeing some really jam up on the US 1 lanes coming in out of Apex, as well as coming down from Wake Forest. You're looking at an 8-minute delay on US 1, Capitol Boulevard, if you will. Things are really congested on I-87 if you're coming in from Nightdale this morning. Just know you can take Smithfield Road exit over to Poole Road. Similarly, we're seeing an 8-minute delay over on Highway 98 coming into the Bull City.
All right, Ken, thank you. Rising energy costs. A new law allows Duke Energy to raise prices on residential customers. How the governor is trying to keep your bill down. And saving during college. 5 on your side shows you the student discounts that can save hundreds of dollars.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. A really nice start to our Wednesday. You might need the light sweater as you head out the door. Meteorologist Elizabeth Garner out on the WRAL weather patio.
Yeah, I'm very happy in my jacket, definitely. I think the kids at the bus stop, maybe the first morning that they need the jacket. And gosh, it's so early in the school year, too. Just late August here. 62 in Wilson, 61 in Durham, 66 in Fayetteville. We started off this morning with temperatures in the mid and upper 50s, but at lunchtime, 73. And then getting off the bus, temperatures will be in the upper 70s. Lots of sunshine with low humidity all day.
Yeah, our little ones start school after Labor Day, so we'll be checking the jackets as well. Hey, let's take a spin around the Beltline. Starting on the southern loop of the Beltline, you can see the bumper-to-bumper traffic. Similarly, on that northern loop of the Beltline, you're running into some delays as well. So as you get ready to head out the Beltline part of your morning commute, you're probably looking at a 3 to 5 minute delay either way. But things are really beginning to jam up on US 1 coming in from Apex as well as coming in from Wake Forest. I-87, you're looking at a 23-minute delay if you're coming in from Nightdale. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we look at some delay times into the Bull City.
All right, thank you, Ken. We are trying to learn new information about this large fire near Durham. Sky 5 was over the scene near NC 98. Durham Highway Fire says the fire broke out just after 5:30 this morning. The Durham County Fire Marshal is investigating. And Durham police investigating 2 different shootings. At least 1 person was killed. Police were at the scene of the Shore Stay Hotel on Hillsborough Road for hours overnight. Officers also responded to a shooting at the McDougal Terrace neighborhood as well. They say a woman was shot in the foot. She is expected to be okay. Next on Fox 50, officials pushing for boating safety during Labor Day. And coming up on today, a one-on-one with global sensation Bad Bunny.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news right now at 8:30. A high school lockdown lifted. Police responded to Smithfield Selma High School earlier this morning after a report of a weapon on campus. The new information we're learning about the student who had it.
Also, house in flames. Right now, crews are working to put out a large fire near Durham. What we know about the plans that the people who own that home had for it.
And 2 things you need to know this morning. First, how long will this fall feel last, and why we're adding some showers to the forecast for Labor Day weekend.
And speaking of Labor Day weekend, staying safe on the water. Today, a new campaign launches the warnings of and the dangers of drinking and boating. How authorities plan to up their patrols after that tragedy on the water on Harris Lake. So we'll talk about that and so much more coming up on your Wednesday morning. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
Yeah, and I'm Ken Smith. Some important reminders.
Yes,
because so many people will be getting out on the lakes and rivers this weekend. Let's get back out on the WRAL weather patio. Check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Boy, what a beautiful morning.
It's so nice out. We dipped into the upper 50s this morning and the Triangle for the first time since early June. It's beautiful and fitting right now. You can take a look at all that sunshine. Any place where you can get to spend a little time outside today, I highly recommend it. It's going to feel wonderful all day long. Right now it is 61 in the Triangle. Our dew point is 54. That's very comfortable. We saw those low dew points settling in yesterday, and that'll be with us at least through Friday. 59 in Roxborough, but now we're starting to see the temperatures climbing on through the 60s, 61 in the Triangle, 66 in Fayetteville, 63 in Goldsboro. Temperatures are running a couple degrees to 5 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. Should be a very comfortable afternoon as the kids are getting off the bus. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s. Yesterday, around lunchtime, we started to notice one of the models bringing some rain into the forecast for Labor Day weekend. We'll show you what we're thinking coming up.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Live Center. We're going to start in the southern loop of the Beltline. You can see right those are the westbound lanes coming toward us this morning. You can see the huge congestion that we usually see this time of the morning. Similarly, over on the northern loop of the Beltline, you're looking at I-440 and New Bern Avenue, the bumper traffic that's going along there. You're looking at a 3 to 5 minute delay, so keep that in mind. As far as other major routes coming into the capital city, here's what we're looking at this morning. We're seeing the usual jam up coming down from US 1 and Wake Forest Road. On Wake Forest, you're looking at a 14-minute delay. Similarly, on those folks coming in from Apex, you're looking at a 14-minute delay as well. Boy, things are really beginning to get bad on I-87. Now, keep an eye on that and let you know how much this is going to affect you, because you're looking at a 50-minute delay. You might want to get off on Smithfield Road, work your way to Pool Road, and then back to the Beltline this morning, because that's almost an hour delay there on I-87. Over in Durham, right now we're seeing a little bit of a delay going into Durham, about 5 minutes. If you're using I-85 to get to I-40 this morning, you're looking at an 8-minute delay. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio because things are constantly changing. We'll let you know how to stay updated on 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. We're following breaking news. Johnston County Public Schools says police found a weapon on the campus of Smithfield Selma High School this morning. That weapon triggered a lockdown as students were arriving for the school day. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the school for us right now. And Kelsey, the school district says the student who had that weapon on campus at the time has been apprehended. Students are safe.
Yes, Michelle, students are back safe in the classroom here at Smithfield Selma High School. So you can see that there may be a few students gathered there outside, but everyone is in the classroom now doing a second block. But Sky 5 was there as dozens of students walked back into the building this morning. We reached out to Johnston County Schools to ask about what happened. They say Smithfield Selma High went under lockdown after a report of a weapon on campus. A student was arrested after an airsoft BB gun was discovered through the school's weapon detection system. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on if we can get any more information about that student. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Johnston County.
And more breaking news right now. NC 98 is back open after a large fire burning at a home closed the road in Durham. Ali Calabar is live at that scene on NC 98 in the WRAL breaking news tracker. Ali, you've been there for almost 2 hours and you've learned that thankfully nobody was hurt in all of this.
Yes, Michelle, no one was hurt. No one was inside. This house is actually up for sale right now. But what neighbors are telling me is that this house was a part of Durham's history. You can see now all that's left are those pillars and the chimney, as we can still see steam coming up from some of those hot spots there. This all started around 5:30 this morning. Here's a look from Sky 5. You can just see those flames. This is off of NC 98. Neighbors tell us it was their family's member's home. It was built more than 100 years ago. They say it was sold in 2021, and I did find some deed records that show that. And they say that it was going to be a bed and breakfast, again, now up for sale again. And unfortunately, now all that's left are those pillars and the chimney. We're still working to learn the cause of the fire. Fire marshal is here investigating. Reporting in Durham, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
Also in Durham, police investigating after a man was shot to death at a hotel. Police say one of the shootings happened at the Shore Stay Hotel on Hillsborough Road just after 7:15 last night. When police got there, officers found someone had been shot. He died at the scene. But Durham shooting McDougal Terrace, that's another shooting that happened. Police responded to another shooting last night on Lawson Street and Rosewood Avenue. Officers say a woman was shot in the foot at that location. she's expected to recover from her injuries.
Today, the State Board of Elections will make a decision about a plan to remove an early voting site from a predominantly black neighborhood. Cumberland County is considering cutting the site at Fayetteville's Cliffdale Recreation Center. The county's Board of Elections has a GOP majority. They claim the site gives Democratic politicians an unfair advantage. The State Board is set to make a decision during their meeting that starts at 9 o'clock this morning.
The North Carolina Wildlife Commission is drawing attention to boating safety ahead of Labor Day weekend. This comes less than a month after a boat crash on Harris Lake killed 10-year-old Brooklyn Carroll and left another woman seriously hurt. The person driving that boat during the crash is accused of drinking while boating. The Wildlife Commission says 11 boating incidents happened last Labor Day weekend in North Carolina, and 2 of them involved alcohol. Today's event starts at 11 this morning at Harris Lake. New search warrants revealing teenagers are responsible for more than 100 car break-ins reported around Wake County this summer alone. That includes a series of car break-ins in Apex and Cary yesterday morning. We reported it right here on our morning news. 3 teenagers were arrested. Police say the teens stole 2 cars and crashed them after being chased. In July, a 17-year-old was arrested for break-ins at Walnut Creek Amphitheater and Lifetime Fitness. Raleigh police telling us that same teenager may have been involved in more break-ins as well.
For the first time, we are hearing from a UNC student whose parents died in a crash in Orange County. Donald Nunney and his wife died after dropping their son Noah off at campus. Noah Nunney talked with NBC affiliate in the family's hometown of Cleveland, and he told them his father had a heart attack before that crash, forcing him to lose control. Noah hopes to reunite with his brother, who was not on the trip this weekend.
Just because he's not hurting in a bed doesn't mean he's not hurting in the inside. So I'm going to be here for whatever he needs me to. And he knows I love him and I love each of them, and I'll take care of them.
It's just so devastating. Noah is taking the rest of the semester off, but plans to finish his degree. He believes his parents would want him to do that.
An event tomorrow also on the campus of UNC will honor the late professor killed in a campus shooting. The university is remembering the life of Professor Sitya Yen. He was shot to death by a former graduate student at Carter Labs back in 2023. A fellow professor is planning a lecture tomorrow, followed by the dedication of a memorial. It will include a bench and plaque and is designed for quiet reflection. The ceremony will happen tomorrow afternoon at 3.
Your home energy prices could be going up. In response, Governor Josh Stein creating a bipartisan task force on energy affordability. It has 2 main goals for new policies: keeping people's electric bills low and keeping the state's renewable energy industry growing. This comes on the heels of a new law that the legislature passed despite Governor Stein's veto. It allows Duke Energy to raise prices on residential customers while lowering prices for business customers. It also exempts Duke from needing to reach climate change goals.
Today, a new safety campaign is launching targeting human trafficking. North Carolina Highway Patrol's Operation Highway Guardian will operate today. State, county, and local law enforcement agencies will be along I-40 all across our state. After the campaign, the State Highway Patrol will release data from the operation. Today's announcement will be at the State Fairgrounds at 2 this afternoon.
A new TikTok trend involving boiling Drano nearly led to a tragedy in Fayetteville. Officials say the trend was to blame for this fire and hazmat situation that happened at an apartment complex near Haymount. The goal of the trend is to make a crystal-like substance using household chemicals. The risky project can have serious, even life-threatening consequences.
I don't do TikTok, so I don't know. But evidently there's one about boiling Drano to make some kind of crystals. Oh, man. Well, what that does make is a very toxic chemical that will kill you. We were lucky there were not several residents killed.
My goodness, the chief credits a working smoke detector in the apartment for saving lives. You can get one installed for free by contacting the fire department.
Fort Bragg's All-American Gate will close for several months while crews work on the nearby highway. The DOT will make repairs on the All-American Freeway. That includes maintenance on the Gruber Road Bridge. During that time, they will close the gate, which is the main access point for visitors. The work will begin early next year. It could take up to 2 years to complete.
You may have another chance tonight to see a NASA rocket launch from Virginia. Earlier this morning, NASA scrapped a planned launch of what they're calling sounding rockets. It said the weather conditions were too unfavorable. The rockets would make vapor trails like this in the air when they launched, and they might be visible here. NASA says it'll try to launch again sometime between 10:30 p.m. and 3:30 a.m.
All right, tonight's Powerball drawing, the 7th largest jackpot in the game's history, and it's grown to $815 million. The lump sum cash value is around $370 million. You can watch tonight's drawing at 11, right before our 11 o'clock news on WRAL.
Time now is 8:41. Student discount savings. College students often try to make ends meet on a small budget. 5 on Your Side's Keely Arthur is uncovering the best deals to help students save more and stress less.
An unexpected journey. Bruce Willis's family talking 2 years after his dementia diagnosis. How his wife says the family is coping and adjusting to this new reality.
And we'll take you live out in Durham this morning. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine and cool, refreshing mornings in August, right? It's a love story, baby. Just say yes. Oh, I see what they did there. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will show you if the weather has a fairy tale ending for the Labor Day weekend.
8:45 in this beautiful morning. Take a look at the gardens right behind me. So much sunshine. It feels so good out here. Now, of course, we saw our dew point, our humidity drop some yesterday. We're going to hold it right there at least through Friday, but our temperatures are cooler than yesterday. We dipped into the upper 50s across most of the area early this morning, starting with the sunshine to creep things up a little bit. It still feels great. 61 in Durham, Roxborough, Cary, 62 in Holly Springs and Rocky Mount. It's just a lovely start out here this morning. That muggy meter is sitting right now at comfy. And like I said, it'll stay there at least through Friday before it starts to creep up just a little bit over the weekend. Back to school planner for today. Lunchtime feeling great at 73. And then when the kids get off the bus this afternoon, temperatures will be in the upper 70s. So highly recommend getting outside. If you have outdoor plans over the weekend, stay tuned. We have some rain that we put back in the forecast.
That's what's happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. A handful of incidents dotting our traffic maps, but there are two I want to bring your attention to. First, this one at I-40 westbound near South Saunders Street, causing quite a bit of delays, almost back to the I-40, I-440 interchange. So if you're coming in from Garner, Johnston County, you might want to take the northern loop of the Beltline. This is the real trouble spot right now. 2 lanes blocked on the I-87 coming in out of Knightdale this morning. We're going to keep an eye on that because this stretches all the way back to Wendell Falls Parkway.
All right, Ken, thank you very much for that. College students often try to make ends meet on a small budget. And the good news here is there are a lot of student discounts out there. 5 on Your Side's Keely Arthur is uncovering the best deals to help students save more and stress less.
From tablets to smartphones to takeout and plenty of snacks, there are lots of student discounts, especially for college students to take advantage of. Here's where to find them.
One of the easiest ways to find deals is to sign up for a student discount program like Student Beans or Uni Days. These programs put hundreds of offers in one place. Planning to buy a new laptop?
First, check your school's website for any recommended or required specs. Many schools also offer discounts on tech gear and software.
Apple offers students $100 off the MacBook Air with the M4 chip, plus a free pair of AirPods or another eligible accessory. Samsung offers up to 30% off a phone, laptop, smartwatch, or tablet. For tools like Adobe's Photoshop, Illustrator, or Premiere Pro, students and teachers can get a regular 1-year subscription for Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for $360. That's less than half the regular cost.
And finally, if you are a good student, let your car insurance company know. They usually will offer discounts to students with a B average or higher. Keely Arthur, 5 on Your Side.
Well, 2 years after actor Bruce Willis's dementia diagnosis, his wife says his language is failing. In an emotional interview with Diane Sawyer, Emma Hemming Willis talked about life after Willis stepped away from his acting career because of his condition. She says Willis is still mobile and in great overall health, but that it's just his brain that is failing him. He has difficulty speaking, so the family uses other methods of communication. Hemming Willis is publishing a book called The Unexpected Journey. It's due out September 9th, about her journey being her husband's caregiver.
In Eastern Carolina, people dealing with anxiety, depression, PTSD, and other mental health conditions will soon have a place to go. ECU Health held a ribbon cutting for its new behavioral health hospital. The $85 million project is expected to open at the end of the month. It'll offer programs for adults, seniors, and children facing mental health conditions and substance abuse disorders.
A major film festival opening in Italy today. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Hank's continued obsession. We're friends. Always will be.
The stars are Italy-bound for the Venice Film Festival. Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield, and Io Adebari are expected there for their film After the Hunt, as well as George Clooney and Adam Sandler promoting Jay Kelly, Emma Stone for Begonia, her new collaboration with Poor Things director Yorgos Lanthimos, Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt for The Smashing Machine, and Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. The 82nd Venice Film Festival runs through September 6th.
You touched me. What did you see?
I saw a landscape.
Saw a landscape?
Spaces. Caves. Tunnels and oceans. Undiscovered countries.
The first trailer is out for Hamnet, based on Maggie O'Farrell's award-winning novel. Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal star in the fictional tale about the Shakespeares, directed by Oscar winner Chloe Zhao and executive produced by Oscar winners Sam Mendes and Steven Spielberg. Hamnet is in theaters November 27th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, let's get back out to the weather patio and check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner because we're experiencing, Shangri-La.
We really are. You know, we tend to think of Shangri-La around here as being, September and October. It is rarely August. I mean, we think of August, it's like the dog days of summer, but hey, take advantage of this. Head out to the Bulls. They have a homestand all the way into the weekend. It is going to be a phenomenal evening for baseball today, tomorrow, and likely Friday too. 61 is our temperature right now, dew point 54. That dew point at 54 just means that it feels very comfortable outside. Temperatures are mostly in the 60s right now, 60 Southern Pines or 66 in Fayetteville and Clinton, and low 60s around Roxborough down toward Durham. And the Triangle, low 60s here too, 63 in Knightdale, 61 in Cary and Apex, it's 66 up in Durham. So feeling comfortable all over the place. Hopefully you'll have a chance to get outside and enjoy it. Highs this afternoon in the upper 70s in Raleigh and Durham and in the low 80s in Fayetteville. There's that Bulls game forecast, 76 at 6 o'clock. And as the game wraps up, temperatures may dip into the upper 60s and we're just going to see a lot of sunshine. Our monkey meter is way down here at Comfy today and tomorrow, and then begins to creep up a little bit. I mean, typically in the summer, in August, we're up here at tropical and it just feels gross out, but we're not going to get close to that. 87 is our normal high, and so we're well below that. We do creep up a little bit Friday back into the mid 80s, but other than that, it's really comfortable. Our normal low is 68, and temperatures this morning, again, we're in the mid to upper 50s. We'll see that again tomorrow morning, so you may need a jacket, and then after that, it warms up a little bit for us on Saturday and Sunday. We take a look at the Labor Day weekend. I'll tell you, at lunchtime yesterday, I was looking at one of the computer models, and it was starting to push a little rain in for the weekend, but it was just one run of the models. Now it's become a little bit more consistent. We're definitely trending toward the chance of some rain Saturday and Sunday. Right now, it doesn't look like a washout. There'll be a low down south that starts to push that rain up into our viewing area during the afternoon and evening on Saturday, so it won't rain all day. And then Sunday, kind of up in the air as to what happens with the rain. If you do have outdoor plans over the weekend, keep checking back because as we get closer to the weekend, we'll be able to fine-tune that forecast a little bit more. Temperatures will be cool Saturday and Sunday, and right now, Labor Day itself looks dry.
Beautiful. All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Before we go to break, here are your winning NC Education lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.